everybody, it's me, Margaret, with another cast-off video. I've been real productive this week because I had lots of time where I was stuck waiting, you know, so I just packed along that crochet hook and off we went. So I will start, and I did really well. I stayed just with my open skeins and my bits and bobs, and I'm really putting a good dent in that, so that was a huge goal for me. Alright, first of all, I can't remember if I showed this one last week or not. I don't think I did. I was not real thrilled with it. I was trying to go with these colors, which is a variegated yarn, and that messed it up. I just don't like this light color that I put with it up here. So then I put a pom-pom on the top hoping to distract from it, and I think it did help a little bit, but this wasn't my favorite attempt. And again, what I did was you do this much on the knitting machine and just pack it along, pack all your stuff, and finish all your ends, you know, your brims or whatever, while you're out and about. So get it done. This was the end of Hobby Lobby I Love This Yarn camo, and it's a great camo. It even feels wonderful without washing. I haven't even washed it yet. And then I just picked a green to go with it on the bottom. I can't remember what the name of this yarn was, but I think this has wool in it. So this is about to go in the washer, and we're going to see if it felts. But if it does, it does. I made a mistake right here, and so I'm kind of hoping it will felt. Let's see what happens to it, because I don't know if I'm comfortable with that mistake or not. So, and it doesn't frog very easily when you go to rip it. It's kind of got these fuzzies on it, and they sort of tied themselves together, so it doesn't pull very nicely, but I'll experiment. I think this is Lion Brand Woolies, but I'm not positive. Okay, successes. I just loved this one. Isn't it amazing what black will do? Now, I made a mistake and I went one row too many right here. This is 2 rows of black, 2 rows of black, and actually it's 3 rows right here. But I loved this. This is a happy little bright primary colored hat, and it came out really well. So I'm going to use the same concept. This is what I call the granny square concept. If you're making an afghan, and you could technically mix a lot of different colors as long as you have one unifying color to pull it all together. So that's exactly what I did, and I didn't count any rows right here. I just went to the yellow. Well, actually, I used yellow twice. I had 2 little bits of it. I don't know how that happens, but I have a lot of that. And I just went till it ran out, 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 and then I just had to kind of stop up here because I was getting to my 35 rows. But love the way this came out, and we'll be using the black consistent repeat for another type hat. So that's great. And this, get ready. I feel like I need some sort of trumpet to announce this. It's so big. Dun da da! I followed Kate Winslow, who is, well, that's who she is on Facebook. Catherine Kinderly, I think is her last name. The Answer Lady. She goes by the Answer Lady on YouTube. And she did a tutorial on how to do Fair Isle on the Addi. And I did it. Well, let's see if we can find where. When you get to the place where you normally change, because see, you have an even number. So in order to make it alternating rows, well, now I can't find it. Here it is. Make it alternating rows, you have to kind of do 2 in one spot. So this will be the back of the hat. I've got a little end I needed to clip right here. But didn't it come out great? I actually lost count. It's very difficult to count your rows back here because you've got the 2 that represent one row because you're running it across. And I was just so discombobulated and yet all excited at the same time that I just lost count. So I did it a little bit too long. But I love it. And I think I would have preferred not to have the contrasting border. I would have preferred a turned up brim on this. But I used all the pink and I didn't have enough. So there you go. And then I got so excited, and I thought that black with a variegated yarn would look really good too, and I was right. It did look good, except for the fact that I dropped a stitch somewhere. So, using my newfound talent on how to fix your drop stitches, I did not fear. I sat down and tried to do it. Again, this was a technique taught to me by the answer lady. And I got so confused back here. First of all, I couldn't pull it to complete. If you go ahead and pull the whole row and then you can go back and fix it. And I couldn't get it to pull right. And then because you have the different colors, I got so confused about which one I was supposed to be catching to pull up that it didn't work. So I'm going to frog this and try it again. But it really did turn out pretty. Can't you picture that as a nice hat? You see the black in between all the different colors? And it looks like I was changing colors. But of course, you know, I can't do that. So those were successes. Alright, and this is something else I did. I did all these Preemie hats for Christina Zimmerman and her collection. This yellow was a little brighter than I had anticipated, but this is a pattern that I did and put on my blog. So it's a free pattern. I may end up doing a little tutorial for this. Here you can see it up close. This yellow was a little brighter than I thought it was, so that's for, I don't know, caution baby. Again, I was so proud that I put all these, used all my bits and bobs. So I don't think we need to really get bogged down on always using your typical pastels. Let's get creative. I mean, especially this day and age. All the rules of old are, you know, long gone. I did some camo ones for my last Premie project for Daphne Bumpus, and I'm sure those were well received by the hunters in the group. This is the only one that I did on the Addi, and it's your typical reversible where you do the long tube and then you stuff one end inside the other. I think I did this one at 70 or 68. It's Red Heart. Definitely needs to be washed. It's not soft enough for a baby. May even soak it in some hair conditioner or some fabric softener. As been pointed out by several people that works, so I'll see before I send this off. This is actual baby yarn, and it's just a basic double crochet beanie, and I have a little line. I did a back loop only just to make a little line on there. Not sure if it makes that much difference, but there you go. And then this one looks a little bit more girly because it has the frilly border on the edge. This is the same pattern with the frilly border on the edge, and it's not really a pattern, it's just me. Well, hey, I was winging it for the first time. Look at me. This is a pattern. This is Red Heart. It folds the brim up for these. Love the white. The white is Big Lots yarn, and they have got some really good baby yarn. Well, when you have to just go see what they have, but when I picked that up, I really loved it. This is some of that Big Lots, and I had a tiny little bit of some variegated pink, white, blue that I put with it. So this is this pattern without, I just stopped so you don't have the fold up brim. So basically what it is double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet. And so on all the singles I used the variegated. Sometimes color combos work out great. I love the way this one came out. And sometimes I don't get quite as excited about it. But again, you never know. Someone else this may appeal to them. So the hat's well made. I'm proud of the way I made it, and I'm going to go ahead and send it. And of course, if nobody wants it and it goes in the garbage can, well, that's okay. But I love the way this came out. So you see, you work on this this way, okay, vertically. You make the pattern. So even if I were to take off this band down at the bottom, I couldn't have shortened it this direction. So hence the creative solution. So here was the solution. All along I knew that I was just too short for this pattern. So what I did was I pulled it up really high and then doubled it over. So what I'm going to do is put some, just kind of tack it along here so that you can't see, so that it always stays like this. So when I take it off and then put it back on, you know, you're someplace, you just kind of fold it up, throw it aside. And when I put it back on, I don't want to get caught with the saggy booty problem. But you can see everything lays really flat. I actually like the way this looks around here. Around the front, you can see, come over here, Matilda. Around the front, it ends up making like lapels when you do that. So I'm actually pleased with the solution. So there you go. So if you're interested in Christina Zimmerman's charity, if you'd like to do some Premie newborn hats, baby items, I'll have the link in the description box below. And be sure to check out my previous video that I did about charity donations in general. I'm adding to the list in the description box. If you have a favorite charity you want me to add to it, let me know. And we'll see what kind of differences we can make this year. Thanks, bye.